Hey, it's John and Rachel. Rachel's in the background there, and this is our very first Porch Tour, sponsored by People's Gas of 2020. And 2022, how about that? Anyways, this is our first porch. As you know, we do the porches every year, and we collect items for Zachary's mission. So thank you to People's Gas for supporting us in this endeavor. This is the first. If you're watching this and you think your porch is super cool, you should probably send us a picture of it and let us decide if we should bring all of our prizes to your house. In the meantime, we're going to get this week's podcast started. And as you know, every Saturday morning, we start with a song. So, Francesca, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to interview you a little bit later, but while everybody's getting their Thomas's muffins and their coffee and their hot chocolate, whatever they do in the morning, you're going to give us a song, right?
Yes, I am.
All right.
All right, so this is Name and Lights, the first song I put out, and I hope you enjoy it. You said I was dumb, made me feel like a loser, but trying to break the rules, do what I wanted to, cause you thought you were cooler. I thought I was weak, now I know that I'm stronger. And I'll prove you wrong when you hear my song. You can't hurt me no longer, yeah. Feeling better than I ever been. No doubt that I'm gonna win. And I'll remember when you scream my name, to turn my head and walk away. Cause I might be out of my mind. Head in the clouds and they're kicking me down, saying I'm wasting my time. Cause I'm on the edge of cloud nine, hearing the sounds of the fans in the crowd and my name in lights. They say I'm a dreamer, and I guess that's true. But the ones who dream the dreams come true are the ones that do. And I ever, no doubt that I'm gonna win. Song of mine. I might be out of my mind, head in the clouds and they're kicking me down, saying I'm wasting my time. Cause I'm on the edge of cloud nine, hearing the sounds of the fans in the crowd and my name in lights, my name in lights. I'm just getting started. Won't be who you wanted me to be. I'm just getting started. Won't be who you wanted. Whoa. Cause I might be out of my mind, head in the clouds and they're kicking me down, saying I'm wasting my time. Cause I'm on the edge of cloud nine, hearing the sounds of the fans in the crowd and my name in lights, my name in lights, my name in lights. Ooh.
How about that? Nice. Thank you, Francesca. Now you get to go sit in our 811 People's Gas Green Room. How about that for sponsorship? All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Tell everybody, just in case they bail off, where do they find you?
You can find me at Cheska Violet Music on Instagram and TikTok. That's spelled CESCAVIOLET Music. And then just Cheska Violet on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music.
Nice. Now, she ventured from the South Hills to the North Side. So, as you know, that's a Pittsburgh feat. There you go. Oh, yeah, you're good. Oh, yeah, you're good. We're behind. Yeah, you can. There we go.
Or if you want your...
Whatever's easiest for you to get out.
All right.
There you go.
Where's Bentley? We need Bentley.
Right. The cool thing is I was pretty sure that Bentley was going to try to sing backup over there.
Am I here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. I said to Lisa, it's the only time on the podcast that we were like, hopefully he'll be over to himself. Nope, he wanted all up in it. Hi, Bentley.
So now we start the podcast. As you know, this is our first porch tour, so this is how it all goes. Rorick Automotive Group has stayed true to its core values during the challenges of the automotive industry's global inventory shortage. We have spent decades honoring a moral code of ethical business practices, and we refuse to serve our community in any other way.
Inventory shortage or not. So, for anybody looking for a new vehicle, not only looking to pay more than they should, talk to Rorick Automotive representative today or visit RorickHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. And now we start the YaJagoff Podcast. People's Gas Porch Tour #1 from Cousin Lisa's. Lisa, you coming over with your damn dog?
Yeah, you could bring Bentley in there. All right. So this is the YaJagoff Podcast. If you're listening for the very first time, we ask that you subscribe to it. We ask that you download it. You can get it either on YaJagoff.com, wherever you get podcasts. You can get it even on the Q929 personality page for John and Rachel YaJagoff on Q. Anyways.
Nice little shameless drop.
Right.
Little name
so
drop.
this is where we talk about who's on the podcast first. Again, this is our first porch tour for 2022.
Yep.
Sponsored by People's Gas. We have a People's Gas green room that everybody will take their picture in before they come on. Cousin Lisa was, though, busy cooking and watching Bentley versus being in the green room.
How about
from
that?
right
Let's
now,
talk about, though, what all you get by being a porch tour person, because this is only stop #1. #2 has been chosen, but we still have slots for #3 and #4. So, Ernie Ritchie's sausage, ugly dumpling pierogies. Say it right.
Pierogies.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mancini's bread to go with the Ernie Ritchie sausage. Leo Caris oil. Leo Caris. It's ES at the end.
Oh,
yes,
Leo Caris oil. Which, by the way, I asked Tracy, Modular gets oil. And I was like, is it the same? She's like, no. Ours is literally from Italy.
Leo Caris virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
A gift from Grandpa Joe's. A gift from Millie's Ice Cream. Mary Mac Bakehouse will ship something. And the Mullet Robinson.
Ian's Lids and Sinbin Creations if she stops baking hot dogs and hamburgers.
And thanks to Q929, Yinzylvania will give the Each House a t-shirt.
And isn't Isley's doing something? Not Isley's. Isn't Woolies?
Woolies might be.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't confirmed that.
We'll leave it in for now.
That's
and see
right.
What happens.
Woolies, we love. As a matter of fact, if Andy could just show up and make sushi for
that's
every
all
porch,
we want.
That's all we really want.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
We don't ask for a lot.
So on today's podcast, we have retiring Police Chief Schubert from the state of Pittsburgh, who is, first of all, has been a great guest. He's been through thick and thin on our crazy podcast, Standing in the Rain, Standing in the Snow, and someone who stands in the rain and the snow every year. How about that segue?
Yeah, that was
we
really
have a 40-year crossing guard from the city of Pittsburgh is here. And then Danny is here from we're in the Brighton Heights area, and they have a house tour. That's what we're talking about, right?
Home and garden, yep. 16 years of it, so that's pretty cool.
And then, as you saw, Francesca will be on the podcast later. So that's our porch
You
tour.
remembered every guest.
Well,
look at you.
I have to say that the show notes were right in front of me.
That too.
And the crazy thing about the virgin olive oil is when we did our little promo video, you didn't see that we did 5 different takes because we weren't really sure how to pronounce it. We pronounced it 5 different ways. Anyways, this is
we
the
also
porch
didn't
tour.
know if everybody was in, so we did it with everybody in, and then we got the yeses as they came along. So we were like, well, let's cut you out.
This is the 5th or 6th year for the porch tour, and
5th.
this is the 5th or 6th year that Ernie Ritchie has given us sausage. But
how about that?
Yeah.
Except Cousin Lisa
See, I was like,
decided
where's my sausage?
she had
So-
hot dogs and
Right.
hamburgers. Go
So
eat,
she's
you
like,
guys.
yeah,
So
everybody-
I'm
and
so
you don't
glad
have
somebody
to be
went
quiet
in.
either. You
Yeah.
can hang out. So, anyways.
But the whole point to the porch tour, very quickly, is to help Zachary's mission, which has been so good to us. We want to give back to Patricia because for 10 years now, going on 11, she has been servicing families with needs for overnight stays that are unexpected at a hospital. I love that because everyone who has gone through something tends to appreciate and support that need. If it's cancer, if it's heart defect, understandably so. Patricia's theory is, what about the families who don't know this is happening? So let's give them some bags full of stuff called Zach Packs, and that's what these are. So Lisa is entering a friendly competition with the other porches. She already has cases of stuff, I just got to tell you.
Now, as you know, we will not post any pictures on social media because we don't want others to kind of go, oh my gosh, they have more than me. This is all secret.
Yep.
And it will be audited by Patricia Vince and Rob Vince, who run Zachary's Mission.
Yep.
They are Zachary's parents.
Yep.
So Cousin
Great people.
Lisa, now the one thing is that Cousin Lisa is on the Porch Tour. If she was not here, this porch would get items from Sin Bin Creations.
Yeah, you're not giving to yourself?
You're not giving those to
No, I
Or
don't
to
really-
us?
I already have my own stuff. So.
Well, we might
Listen.
have to say we're right up on the porch, right over on the side is the garage where all of the Sin Bin Creation things get made, even for the Pittsburgh Penguins, right?
You got it. Yep, I made a bench, grill accessories out of Brian Rustick's, Jay Gensel's, Geno sticks, all for Andrew Tagnaletti.
You know what she made
Excuse
out of
me.
You know
We just say Q92.9 and think we're getting something.
you know what she made out of John Chamberlain hockey sticks?
Oh, God. I'm scared.
A fire pit. She burned those
Listen,
things.
John won't give me his sticks for some reason. I don't
give you
know.
sticks on the reg.
On the reg, you give me
Yeah.
sticks.
Yeah.
John, not so much.
So-
Maybe he
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
break them.
Wow.
See how
Or
because
doesn't
I
use
don't-
them.
Well, they're certainly still full of goals. I'll tell you that. 'Cause they're, so tell us a little bit about Sin Bin Creations.
How long has it been now? Seriously.
2014.
Oh,
That's when I
wow.
started. I made one single bench, and then it took off from there.
And literally, I mean, full disclosure, she really is my cousin. She's not just cousin Lisa, the sidekick. Like, people will be like, is she just your friend? No, we are family.
We
And
are.
She has been supportive of the podcast, and we've been supportive of Sin Bin. So you see us interchangeably from time to time. But it's been so long that I forgot when you actually kicked it off.
Yeah,
and it started
2014.
because Team Pittsburgh, my kids were there, and you would say, hey, if you have any broken sticks, send them my way.
Correct. And then you were like, hey, so I'm giving you these
40.
sticks. Do you think you can make me a bench to raffle off?
Yeah, well, that happened a couple times.
Right.
Yeah.
So I made you benches, and
Yeah.
and everybody encouraged me to, hey, why don't you try grill accessories and stuff like that? And well, I had to test the glue because they would go up in fire if you used a certain glue, so I couldn't put the product out. So me and my dad came up with the glue, and he's my partner in crime. He's
not here.
This is actually his house, not mine.
He's not here.
He's camping,
Yeah.
but
And we should say, like, this is all a very professional. It's at home, but it's all very professional because you have just about every computer machining device in your garage at this point.
Correct.
There aren't even any cars in there because of all
Right.
the things you cut and all the things you make down there.
Correct. I make everybody park in the driveway or in the streets. Even my dad,
The helper.
the helper, he has
Oh
to park
my
in the
gosh.
street. And we got a new shop dog, so
Oh, yeah. Well, the shop dog, the only interrupter of the musician.
Correct.
I was really hoping he would just take a lick out of Francesca's fingers while she was playing.
God love her. She handled it
She,
like a
she
pro.
was
Yeah,
so
she did,
professional.
she did.
Just played right through.
She didn't
right?
kick the dog or anything.
Well, I was kind of
impressed.
nervous he would bark, but he's not a barker,
Hey.
so we're good.
I'm sure it would have been in harmony anyways.
Lisa, what I love, and I never call her Lisa, and it annoys
Right.
her, Cousin Lisa, what I love about your products, you are a very big patroner as well of Zachary's Mission, but the Lemieux Foundation,
Correct.
because they were so helpful to you.
Right,
Talk
that-
a little bit about that, because
there's-
that sort of inspired this as well.
Well, cancer's been in my family for a long time. My grandfather had cancer. My mother passed away from cancer, and then I had cancer. So during my time, the Lemieux Foundation helped me out, with my bills and stuff like that. So it's a way for me to give back. I give them 10% of what I make every year.
And she's a sucker for fundraisers. Anytime people ask her, she's in. Especially, I know
listen,
firsthand.
I am because, well, if I don't support, then you come and get me. So,
So,
Cut off.
right, I'm cut off.
so you might say, like, so if it's Rachel's cousin, why was she picked for the porch? And I'll tell you why is
Yep.
when we started the porch tours early on, we did your front porch, and we had a
You did the front
blast.
you did the front yard with my
Yeah.
dad.
Yes,
right, yes,
right.
yes.
And we
What was
had-
that? That was the first year, yes?
Yeah, the first year,
might be
very
the first
first year, yep.
Matt Fargo was here, the announcer for the Globetrotters, and we had all that stuff going on.
and you sat on my bench.
yes,
Yes,
exactly.
the musician sat on the bench.
And since then, you built all of this out
Correct.
with your hockey stick money. No, you built all of this out, so it's pretty awesome here. This is like your street is a hidden gem.
It's my
in the
favorite
yeah,
North-
my,
street. Right in
my
the
street has
area.
always been a hidden gem. Like back in the day when I was growing up, we did luminaries like from the beginning of the street all the way up the hill. I mean,
we don't need really alarm system because we have the neighbor.
You
that
had the Lazaras, the Smollins, the Kinnys, the
Kuchbas. I
Kuchbas,
mean,
yeah.
you know, everybody was here, and they're
Uncle Don.
Yeah.
She is Uncle Don.
And they're pretty much all still here, like all the neighbors. Mrs. Smolin is our oldest neighbor, 90 years old. And listen, we call her the alarm system because she looks out the window 24/7.
She's Nebby. That's all it is.
So if someone's
as
breaking,
Pittsburgh as it
listen,
gets.
someone's not supposed to be in your yard, she lets them know.
That's
Woohoo, what are you doing?
Woohoo! Woohoo! Howdy
Has-
doody!
Has she notified you that we were collecting?
Listen,
in
I'm
front of your
surprised
house?
You tell her. 'Cause
Listen,
somebody
I'm
was on the
surprised
porch.
she's not over here
Yeah.
yet because she likes to come in the gate, put her hands in the pool, you know.
That's so
But
funny.
it's Betty, so it's fine.
She checks the flowers, you know. She's just a
Oh, my
neighborhood. She picks
Betty.
the flowers too.
Yeah,
That's
I love
funny.
it. Lisa, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for always being there for us no matter what we do. Seriously, I love you with my whole heart for being a family member.
Why are you mad?
But why are you mad? But
She always tells me, "Why are you mad?" I'm
you
not
Tell her.
mad.
no.
Context.
Always.
I'm
The
being
context.
sincere. Shut up, guys. I'm being sincere. She's always there to help anybody. And, you know, I love the fact that the Penguins are, you know, shout out. They're starting to recognize your efforts. And I love that you're.
Well,
getting
I
into
can't
this.
say the Penguins are. If it wasn't for my neighbor Tracy,
Yeah.
Tracy McCants Lewis, she lives next door to me.
Where is she? Go knock on her door.
She's actually away. She was supposed to be on the podcast, but she went to the beach.
Oh, whatever,
But
Tracy.
yeah, she lives next door to me. She's been here maybe 4 or 5 years, and you know, she's like
But you
family
deserve
too.
it.
And she's always like, "There's Lisa in the garage."
She was nebbing to see what was happening.
Before we let you go, we'll explain why you mad is because every time Rachel texts, cousin
She-
Lisa always says, "Why you mad?"
Right? Why you
Right?
mad?
Why you mad?
She always gets so mad at me, but I would always support because that's what family does. They always
blah,
support.
blah, 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 blah. Thanks
so
for having
make sure
us,
you
Lisa.
follow Sin Bin Creations. That's with a K.
That's with a K.
And order from there. Get that ready for
It's
Christmas.
not your typical stick figure.
That's right. Who came up with that slogan?
All right,
Nice.
get off our set. No, we have a question of the day. Wait, we have a question
But
of the day.
in our 811 green room, our next guest is going to be Chief Schubert,
Oh,
right?
heck
All
yeah.
right, so
If he doesn't make a plate, though, we're making him a plate. I want
Okay.
everybody to eat. Lise, this is a tough one for you. Paige came up with it, so don't get mad.
Boy.
Do you have a favorite glass?
I do have a favorite
I
glass.
figured you would, but the only
That's
reason
a
I was
good
worried
question.
to ask you is because you make your own.
Right, but I don't use my own because I like to sell them. I have my favorite. Listen, I have my favorite glass that my grandmother gave me.
Oh, what is it?
It's a mason jar that she had from a long time ago. So when I went to her house, no one could use that glass but me.
And now it's yours.
And now it's mine.
I love it. Aw,
that is
so
a great
cute. That's
question,
a great,
man.
She's
Oh
good
my
at it.
God.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
See
Go with
y'all.
your strengths, Paige.
And you're going to hear some music from Francesca.
All right, Chief is up.
All right.
Please be nice to the Chief, Lisa. 'Cause you know you're not always a friendly person. Get food. Oh, Colin.
All right. Chief is the only one who didn't come in shorts, I think. Poor guy.
God love him.
The poor guy. God love him. That's
He
her
hates
phrase.
when I say
I
God
hate
love
when
him.
she
He
says
says
God
it's
love him.
condescending. I don't mean it condescending. I mean it God love ya.
All right, Chief, go ahead and just give it a test there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sounds
7, 8,
perfect,
9, 10.
yeah. All right, cool.
How cool is it that he's like a regular guest at this point?
I know,
It makes
right?
me so happy. So, in case you are from another planet and you don't recognize the Chief, he's done amazing things for our city. He has retired. He's moving on to a big thing that we're super proud of, and he also has a new nonprofit that we're excited to talk
This
about.
was perfectly timed. So, Chief Schubert, welcome back to the YaJagoff Podcast.
Thank you.
So the weather's not perfect today. It's pretty hot, but it's still way better than the
the
Christmas
parade.
parade we had you a
yeah,
part
that
of.
was bad.
The first time we had you was at we were talking about the Special Olympics at the Craft House, right?
Yes.
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 Then the second time you came to our parade, our fake parade, and now here at Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff, you know, and now here we are on the back porch of Cousin Lisa's, and we are so sad to say goodbye, but we're so happy for your newest endeavor. How are
Thank
you
you.
feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to miss, I love Pittsburgh.
Yes.
I love the Pittsburgh police. But it's now a new opportunity to work with the FBI down in Clarksburg,
Clarksburg.
West Virginia,
Yeah.
which I just got
One
an
of those
apartment
Cs.
down there.
Okay.
So I'll live here and I'll stay down there as well. But it'll give me an
Okay.
opportunity to help law enforcement across the country. And a big part of it is also community engagement. I love that. So
Yes, you do.
It was just too much, too hard to pass it on.
I can't say I blame you. Has that been a thing? You know, I used my 13-year-old son, my now 15-year-old son, when he was 13, he said, Mom, I'm really serious. I want to go into law enforcement. Scary thing, especially with the way the world has changed. So my question is always, is that something that you believe is in your blood, that you go, someday this is where I'm going to end up, FBI kind of thing?
No, I think it is. I think you grow up knowing you want to help people.
Yes.
You want to make a difference. And I think it is in your DNA. I mean, I followed in my father's footsteps and knew since I was a kid, this is what I wanted to be. And, and I thank everybody that puts in for this profession because it's a noble calling.
No question.
And just think about it. If they're not there to serve, who is?
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to keep our community safe? Who's going to keep you safe?
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope in the future this is a profession he chooses because it's what you put into it is what you get out of it.
But what did your mother think? It's a serious question.
Oh, she supported it 100%.
Oh, I didn't want that answer.
Yeah,
I wanted her to understand where I was coming from because as
yeah.
a mom, understandably so, and it's such an honor. But as a mom, I go, oh my God, I would never deter him. But it's a fearful thing because you are risking your life.
It is. We just had an officer shot, yesterday morning.
Yes.
Thankfully, he had his vest on, and that stopped it. But that just shows the inherent dangers that our officers go through each and every day.
Yeah.
When you call 911, they don't get on the phone and say, who is this?
Right.
They don't care who you are. They're going to come and they're going to try to help you the best they can. They're going to run into the danger when you see people running out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good point.
And Chief, so again, your heart is so into this job, and we loved watching you walk the beat in these neighborhoods and post pictures, building bridges between everybody. No pun intended on a Pittsburgh phase there, but now you're going on to this other job. But I watched the news, and you're doing this HERE Foundation. And the little bit that the exposure that the news gave you, I'm like, this is what's missing. Nobody listens to each other. And so tell us about the HERE Foundation, please.
Yeah, so it started a couple years ago. Leon Ford, who was involved in an altercation that led to a police officer shooting him in Pittsburgh 10 years ago, did a lot of work to, with the trauma that he went through. There's trauma. Everybody's involved. There's some level of trauma that's involved. But during the social unrest in 2020, and even before that, he was blasting me on social media, calling me a racist, and all these different things. And I thought to myself, he doesn't even know me.
Mm-hmm.
And but he figured that out as well. And through a mutual friend, we connected and found out there was a lot of common ground between us. We both love our city. We both want to help. We both understand that the trauma that people go through, if it's not dealt with, they're going to continue in that cycle of violence and harm. And, we wanted to do what we could do to kind of bring people together, build relationships between the Pittsburgh police and the community, and help those that are, traumatized for various things. And we know there's a lot of people in our communities that want to help and they want to make a difference. They don't know how, or they don't have the resources, or they don't have the funding. So we were fortunate to get a group of people who were willing to really pitch in, a lot of foundations. Everybody's excited about it, and it gives us an opportunity to give back to the community and help make it a thriving, safe community for everyone. And so we're excited about that.
So I think people know the news. They might not know specifically how, but it was an adversarial relationship. And to see the two of you sitting next to each other, it was, to me, such a great community thing.
It's a testament to what can happen. Yeah.
And so what would be like the first activity, or what will be the couple of things that we'll see coming from? Because I'll tell you what, we did a during the
panel
unrest, we did a very long panel discussion that lasted about 2.5 hours on Facebook, and it went really well. We would love to be helpful with that. So what would we expect the first things to see or hear from the HERE Foundation?
So there's a $75,000 grant that came out from Heal America. That's the first thing that's going to start. That'll be 3 different projects that we'll be working on, but a couple of them, involve the Pittsburgh police through summer camps with kids from inner city youth and who have experienced trauma and things like that, to really get them the help that they need, and to have officers working with them and getting to know them. The ultimate goal is for you to see me as Scott Schubert and not my badge and patch. You know, and same thing is for me to get to know you, and not that you're a victim, you're a witness, or you're an actor. So
As a human being,
yes.
right? Wow. I mean, it's such an incredible like, of all people, you'd know he would be the guy that would do
No
it.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this preparation for going elsewhere, like, is that bittersweet?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Every time I drive across the bridge, or see our skyline, or go through the communities, it's I realize that the clock's ticking down, and Friday's my last day. It's going to be hard, but Pittsburgh's my home. I love it. I love our officers, and I wish them the best. I wish our city the best, and I'm still going to be here. I'll still be involved with things and do what I can to help. Internally, as a citizen of Pittsburgh, and through the FBI as well. And I just wanted to say, like, this street here, I've walked different neighborhoods, even when I was a commander back in the day. But when I really started in 2020 with everything that was going on, I think we talked about this before, but everybody telling you how bad you are, and I got thousands of emails of how we should end policing and all these different things. But I got cards, I got letters from people, and those are the ones I really put stock in, not the auto-populated things that came through, but people who actually took time to write things down. And I got good and I got bad, letters and cards. But those are the ones I really read and took to heart. And it's what guided me to really just get out and say, I'm going to do every community in the city of Pittsburgh and walk it for 2 to 3 hours and just talk to the residents. But this right here was the first one I did.
Oh,
Is that right?
Yeah, and I walked right on the street here. So
all the people we mentioned. Betty Smolin across the street.
I knew.
Right?
Yeah.
How
Yes.
funny is
Chief,
that?
I think what this really presents to us is that you're going to be working in the Clarksburg area. Is that right?
That's right. It's about an hour and 40 minutes or so.
So that's
Okay.
like 3 hours in the car. So I think we need to outfit him with a GoPro camera so he can catch Jagoff drivers for us on a regular.
Yes!
He could be a
Is that allowed in
he
the
could be a
FBI?
beat,
I don't know.
a beat writer for us.
We will be the only podcast with an FBI beat writer. This is so awesome.
I'll just sit in the car. There's a Jagoff. There's a Jagoff. Look at that Jagoff over there.
Oh, I love it. Only you. You have been, I'm sentimental today for some reason. Call it menopause. I don't know. But you have held a special place in our hearts also. You never batted an eye to come on and talk to us. I think that you have done an amazing job with our city, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you. It means a
And we
lot. I
wish you the
appreciate
best.
it.
As we're involved in this Pittsburgh media group, that's a bunch of other media outlets. We're looking for something to do all together, and we would.
Yeah,
we would
whatever we
love
can
to pitch
do,
the
for
Here
sure.
Foundation work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just please
Yep.
keep in touch
Yep.
with us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
don't hesitate.
Right.
Thank you so much. Oh,
Absolutely.
question of the day. Colin Chamberlain would laugh. Colin Chamberlain would laugh because we talk about this serious subject and then we go, by the way, what's your favorite glass? But that's our fun thread that kind of pulls everybody together. So question of the day as directed by Paige. Do you have a go-to glass?
The one that I use.
Yes.
The drink cup.
Yes.
So my wife has a smaller glass that has like a skull on it. I think she puts wine in it, but I
Okay.
put water and other stuff in it.
Does she hide
if
it
I see it, I know it's in there. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of glasses, but I always seem to grab that one.
That one.
Unused glass, 1979 Steelers glasses that I
Okay.
still have.
Okay, that's a good one.
Still have those. But yeah, I'd have to say that.
I have to confess to you, not that John asked, but mine is a big tanker. Do you remember the what's the wing place in Sharon, PA?
Yeah, Quaker Steak and
Quaker
Lube.
Steak and
Quaker
Lube.
Steak.
My husband was like, I really want that. It's called the Big Tanker, and I stole it. I stole it from there years ago, so I'm confessing to you
So
now.
Wait, hold up.
And it's called the
How
Big Tanker.
How many years ago?
Oh my God, I didn't have children. So
Is it
20.
is statute?
It's past. Yeah, statute of
Okay.
limitations.
Oh, thank God.
Probably
I'll
done.
pay it somehow.
That must be a woman thing, though, because
Stealing glasses?
yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, look, she's waving.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not right, and I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I did
I mean,
it. You're glad I confessed, though, right?
I am.
Does
I'm
it help?
glad you got that off your chest. But, you know, I just want you to think about the business owners who
I know.
Yeah.
continuously lose glasses.
Do you know any idea how guilty she'll
I
feel
will feel
tonight?
so guilty, yeah. I
Tomorrow,
will be
Tracy
paying
and I will be
them.
getting, Cousin Lisa will
Yeah.
be getting texts. I'm taking the glass back.
They probably have to lay off an employee just because they can't afford it because they got to
right,
keep
Chief,
buying
you're done.
glasses.
Thank you so much.
No
Chief,
problem. Thank you so much.
Well, wait, can people still follow you on Instagram?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay.
I think
Have
we're
to
just
change.
I think we're just going to put retired
Got it.
Pittsburgh
Okay.
police
Okay.
chief. Yeah, I mean because I enjoy posting the photos
Yeah.
of the city, and now I'll be posting probably stuff from West Virginia. It's a beautiful area
is,
down
yeah.
there. So yeah, I keep getting people messaging me like, "Are you going to still stay on here?"
Okay.
So I'll figure out a way to do it.
We'll be
Nice.
following for
Nice.
sure.
Cool.
Thank you
Chief
so
Schubert,
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
really
it.
appreciate it. All right, and some more music from Francesca.
John, it's the only podcast where you would find the fact that someone confesses.
Yeah,
It's
right.
my Catholic guilt, right?
All right, who is
Oh
next?
my gosh.
Who is
Oh
next?
my
Is it
gosh.
Danny?
Yeah, come on, Danny.
Come on in, Danny. So, Danny just sat in our People's Gas 811 green room.
Yeah.
Very fashionable in there. How was the wine in there, Danny? Okay. Nice. So,
So you live in Brighton Heights. You ask all the good questions.
no, I'm just learning about Brighton Heights. So Danny, you're from Brighton Heights.
I am. I've been here
And
for about
you-
5 years.
Oh,
You
wow, that
5
long.
years?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going on 3.
Yeah, I was
I'm
going to
in my
say, you're
third
not that
year.
early
I'm
on.
in my third year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. I grew up in Brighton Heights. So I love people like you who are you're part of the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation, is that right?
Yes.
Preserving this amazing area because, we always joke that when we talk to people, we say, this is where something used to be or where, like certain landmarks. Legion Park is that landmark, I think, for Brighton Heights
Yeah,
area.
yeah, right in the
or
center of the
Tom Fridays.
community.
Those
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
two that
yeah.
I use the most when people say, well, where's Brighton Heights? And that's kind of what I say. You are sort of near the Legion Park area, as you explained to me, but explain how big is Brighton Heights, like from where to where? And we did have Tracy's friend, Joey, on to kind of give us that. But it's extended now, right? Isn't it kind of more into the north side or
This is kind of like
Not
an
your
ongoing.
question.
Yeah, this is an
Okay.
ongoing feud though that I feel like we discussed this during neighborhood board meetings and
Okay.
stuff like that. I know it kind of begins down like around Woods Run or somewhere after Woods Run. It includes the Harbison area of Brighton Heights.
Okay.
And then as far as like where it goes like towards Bellevue, I know like as soon as you go over the bridge,
You're
that
done.
leads
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
You're done. But as far as the actual borders, I think it's a little bit of a fuzzy
Yeah.
area. We also tend to include people who are active in the communities around the borders of Brighton
Okay.
Heights as
Oh,
well.
that's
So we don't
good.
have to fight anybody for territory
Listen,
yet.
No,
that-
okay.
I know you're being funny,
We
but
are
there was a
assembling our
time
matches, but-
Bellevue
Oh,
and
is
Brighton
that
Heights
right?
did not get along
okay.
at all. Bellevue and Brighton Heights, like they would fight at the bridge. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, wow.
It was an ugly, ugly
That's
time.
good.
Yeah.
But I
Then
will
Chief
say
Schubert
this.
came in and all was good.
I will say this though, I love the Brighton Heights area because I love to go out and walk around.
Yeah.
And the house is now Cousin Lisa has lived here for a long time, so she knows the scoop on every
46
house.
years.
Oh,
And you know what? How
the
she-
Simpsons used to live here, and then now they fixed this up. She knows all that
And how she
scuttlebutt.
described it really is how Brighton Heights is. Like there's the neighbor that watches over your house. There's like you talk to like all of your neighbors on an almost daily basis as you walk down the street. You see them walking their dogs. For example, a couple weeks ago, a tree fell in a storm, and before I could even get to the bottom of my staircase to look out the window, I was getting text messages from my neighbors.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is. It's
Yeah, that's
really
great.
nice. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
really
Now,
nice.
and I promise you this, that I'll recognize you and remember your name when I see you in the neighborhood because what's my story about Joe?
No, you won't.
Joe was on our podcast from the fireplace tour, and he was in a
He's
suit
so
and tie.
cute.
He
And-
was in a suit and tie. So he sat there and we talked to him. I came out of my apartment building the one day, and now he's out there cutting the grass on that corner lot, and he's got headbands on and stuff. And he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "Go." And he goes, "You going to play hockey?" Yes, because I was loading my equipment. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I'd like to play too." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "You don't remember me. I'm Joe."
like, "I know you're kind." Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God," I felt so stupid. So I'm making a mark that if I see you walking around Brighton Heights, I will remember.
But I
that
think
you
you're going to
are.
remember him because he's helping with this. It's 16 years in the making, right?
So yeah,
it's the
so
garden.
we have this is our first time after the pandemic, but we decided to go ahead and go on with our house and garden tour. It was formerly called the Chocolate Tour in Brighton Heights, but
Yes.
we decided to go ahead and expand it into gardens.
Love it.
And so this is going to be, the 16th one. It'll be on July 30th from 11 o'clock to 7. We'll have Molly's Trolleys. We'll have spin scooters in Legion Park. We'll have food trucks, an art market, and
Where will that be? Are you shutting down the road?
so we will be in Legion Park itself.
Okay.
And so the food trucks will be parked like right there along Shadeland Avenue, and then the scooters will be provided for those who are able to like go ahead and like ride
cute
from one
is that?
area of the neighborhood to another. Yeah.
I love it. My husband grew up on the second one from the left on Shadeland, right there. Those 4 houses.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where he grew up.
All right.
How about that? Fun fact.
Now, did you move? You said you recently moved up 5 years, but
Yeah.
What caused you to find Brighton Heights?
You know, that's kind of like the fun part about it is like when we moved in, we had no idea what the story behind the house that we purchased or what sort of neighborhood it was. We just like fell in love with the architecture of the home, and then like the neighbors started coming out. They're like, "You're not cutting that thing up, are you?" You know, like because I've dumped.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, and like so then we were called to the neighborhood meetings. You know, because people wanted to know what we were doing with our property, and that sort of started my involvement with the Citizens Federation.
Okay.
How cool is that?
I did the same thing as one day. I put on a suit and I was like, "No, we're not turning it into apartments."
Yeah, right. Yeah, the nebby neighbor
yeah,
needed
yeah,
to know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as far as the growth, and you bring up a good point, we always say we don't want to harp on the pandemic, but we also recognize it's still lingering. There's still an issue. But I love the fact that you're going through and you want to have this community thing. What can people expect differently? Did you have the food trucks before?
So prior to this, no, it was we had individual like local businesses sponsor like chocolates within the homes, and you know you would be able to go around and get like a chocolate confectionery at each individual house. And I wanted to draw more of the community in, but also still wanted to continue to raise money, you know. So we decided to involve the arts. And so we approached a number of the scholarship winners down at the Three Rivers Arts, the festival, and as well as like we have many artists within the neighborhood as well, and we've invited them all to come to the park. And because it is our first year, we're not charging any money to set up your your art tent in the park. And we're also going to include the food trucks, and those will all be open to the entire community. So you don't need to buy tickets or give any money or anything like that, to participate in that. But then we will also have the homes on tour. And this year we have over 16 properties on tour. I believe it's 11 or 12 homes and 5 gardens. So yeah, there'll be a lot to see, and hopefully we'll get a lot more people involved and raise a lot more money.
This is July 30th.
Yes.
And the times and where can people get tickets?
We are on Eventbrite. And you can also find us on Facebook via Brighton Heights, The Reasonable Neighbors. And so I also have like an email and phone number you can call as well.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I love it. I feel like we need to be there.
Now,
it's your birthday.
Oh,
boy. He's going to edit that.
Yeah,
He's
that'll
so
come
mad.
out.
Did you see the face I got?
Now, are you a green thumber? Are you a green thumber, or are you going to learn on this little tour?
So we have been planning this. So I joined the planning committee like way back before the pandemic was even known, and so we had planned these changes and had wanted to move forward with them, but everything was put on pause for so long.
Yeah.
You know? So it is it is my first year being the co-chair, but yeah.
They haven't held you accountable for any plants you've killed prior to this or anything like
yeah,
that.
You're not really answering, so you're not a green thumber.
just
I'm not,
completely
so it's
avoided the
okay.
question,
Oh, am I an actual green thumber?
Like are you?
Yeah.
You are.
Oh, you okay.
very much.
Now
All right,
we're not
all right,
friends because I'm terrible. I'm Morticia.
Wait, what group is that on Facebook?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So everybody can follow that along. Make sure that they're following your group, the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation. You can get tickets on Eventbrite, and we're going to be mentioning this a lot because I feel like it's going to sell out pretty quickly.
So
Is that how you're feeling?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate John's birthday on the Molly's Trolley because he's so annoyed that I said it. Where does everybody find you?
You can find me on Facebook just under my name, Daniel Fistream. You can find the neighborhood organization, the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation, under Brighton Heights, The Reasonable Neighbors. And you can find our tickets for sale on Eventbrite, and our contact information is on there. You can email us at bh.22housetour@gmail.com.
That was easy enough.
Right.
That helps for
it.
sure. All right, now we segue right into glass. Come on.
You know,
Do you have a good story?
I love this question actually because
Oh,
it
good. There
involves
you go.
another business in the community.
Okay.
Here. There is this most adorable little vintage shop over here on the corner called Mustard and Relics.
I know. It's right on the corner where I used to live.
I
Love
know
it.
the lady that owns it. Her name is Kate Kelly, and I love vintage anchor hocking like juice glasses.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like they have like the fun like either prints on them
Yes.
or whatever. But I break them all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
And I know she kind of like she kind of was like she was nervous at first because she's like, "What are you using all these for?" And I'm like, "I'm just using them." But they're like, I love the way they feel in my hand. You know, like
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can be a little bit like I can go through them pretty quickly. But yeah,
Okay.
those are my favorite glasses.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
I love that it's a good question, Paige. Good
Yeah.
job. Thank you so much for joining us. Please
Thank
make
you.
sure you eat more on the Porch Tour, and we certainly hope you get all the people to come on your tour.
All right. Yeah.
Thank
Looking forward
you.
to see everybody.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Right.
Coming
was
up
awesome.
next, we're going to talk to a 40-year, soon to be
Almost, yeah.
40-year veteran of the crossing guards in the
Crossing
city
guard.
of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. How about Bentley's just sleeping through like all of it? He's just laying in the green room. Bentley's.
And look, in our green room, we have. Look, she's the eight. Oh, sure. Look, she's even willing to hold the sign.
I love it. Oh, that's hysterical. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
That's awesome.
John, we have to mention that we have the beer sitting out, but we did not mention that North Country Brewing is on the tour.
Oh, right.
And it's
That's
our
a good
beer.
point.
It's our beer. I mean,
The
that's
prize, yeah.
poor
one of the
marketing.
prizes is a 6-pack of YaJagoff beer.
in a glass.
How about that?
I
In
feel
a
like that's
glass.
what inspired Paige.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and pick
Right?
up the microphone if you'd
I
like.
feel like Lisa should give it to him. Lisa, that should be his going away gift. All
I
right,
know.
good.
We'll
Done
find.
deal.
We'll give you more. We'll give you more.
Lisa, it helps my guilt.
No, you have to drive it up to the Sharon Quaker Steak and Lube. Drop it off. All right. All right. So let's see. We probably need to get the pronunciation of your last name right because I screwed them up. But can we say it? It's Rose Nemesnak?
Yes.
How about that?
How
All
about
right.
that?
Cool. Yeah.
Get it.
What's
How
up?
about
Johnny's
that?
on a roll today.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Rose, if you don't mind getting real close to it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool. Actually, you can use is that the one yeah, that's the one. That's the one that's already turned up, right? Okay, cool. All right.
So welcome to the podcast. We certainly appreciate you coming on. Tracy explained it like this. She is the crossing guard by nativity. I mean, if that's not a Pittsburgh thing to say, what is? So,
That's where I am now.
okay. And where did you start?
Probably at the firehouse on Perrysville Avenue.
Oh my gosh. What was the I don't know what word I want to use. The attraction of being a crossing guard almost 40 years ago. And how has that changed to now?
Well, it was supposed to be a short time.
Sure.
My youngest daughter was 3, and I figured, something to do. I won't be here that long. And now she's 42, and the other one's 48. So.
Oh my gosh, and you're still doing
and I'm
it.
still here, yes.
I love it.
And I did love it. I mean, it was good. The kids were great. They're fun. They would have Halloween parades down Shadon Avenue, which I attended. They would have parties and plays and music things up in the gym of Horseman.
Oh my gosh.
And I was I went into a lot of that. But after Perrysville, I went down to Charles Street in Linwood.
Okay.
And I was there for 6 years. And then from there, I went up to Horseman for about 15 or so. And then I ended up on Perrysville, about 15
How about
or
that?
16 now. So
Horseman. I played softball at Horseman 100 years ago. Oh my gosh.
And
Oh,
Yeah.
did they play at 27th
my
Ward?
husband coached it for a while, too.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yep,
what
they
a
did.
small world. There you go. Sorry, John. Go
no,
ahead.
no. I just want. I don't know if anybody heard, but CL was saying her
She
daughter
shouted.
played
Yeah.
at 27th Ward.
Yeah,
So,
both of them did.
how much of the job is the same, and how much of it is completely different in the last 40 years?
I'm going to say pretty much half, if not more, is different.
Okay.
The people are different. The whole society, I think, is a little bit different. But the kids still are the same. They aren't as, people think, they don't listen to you. They do. And even the high school kids are respectful. And they sort of abide by what you say, There's no trouble. I don't give them trouble. They don't give me trouble. So
That's a great
No,
way
they're
of
good,
putting
yeah.
it.
I-
Has it changed in the sense that people need to just be friendlier. Is that
Yes,
what it is?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Including the drivers, I'd have to think, right? Because I think driving has gotten a lot more aggressive.
That's the worst
Yeah.
part, right? I mean,
I-
we won't repeat some names we get called.
John
but
Chamberlain?
That's all right.
Yeah.
We get used to that. We went through programs. We did Cat's Eyes to help we did Cat's Eyes to help the police a little bit. We helped them watch out for certain things.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
Since
wow.
then, we've been given radios, which we didn't have before. So, I mean, that's an addition to us. That's helpful for us and for them. They can get quicker news
Oh, yeah.
rather than call 911 and wait and get diverted somewhere else.
Yeah.
But no,
How about
it's
that? So
helped
you're all
lot.
a part of
never
the
realized that.
ecosystem there.
Yeah,
That's super
yeah.
cool. And so the impact that you have on the kids, I'd have to think about
That
you
has
have
to be the good
you
part.
know, like I think of a teacher is similar, but
Yeah.
you know, you see the kids every day before and after school. How was your day? Have a good day. Have kids come back in their 30s?
Oh yes, I had a up at Horseman. I had a little kid, Chris Old, I think his name was, and he was from kindergarten. He was being adopted, and finally the adoption went through. They got it. They had a big, excited. They were proud. I ended up at Perrysville Avenue, and he came back as a Marine, and we took pictures from kindergarten. And we specified from kindergarten to Marine. So yeah.
Oh my
since then,
God!
he's
What a
come-
story!
Since then, he's come back with his kids. So yeah, it's a lot of people. Hi, Miss Rose. You still here? Whatever. Yeah.
Do
But-
you have a signature wave? Like, I feel like if that was my job, I would not do like a Miss America thing. No, I would. Right, I would not do that because I'm not girly.
Yeah.
But do you have like that wave that they're like, that's Miss Rose? Ah, it's like a salute. Okay. So it's sort of, obviously, if you can't see this, if you haven't watched
Yeah.
it, it's the salute from like the forehead up, right? I love
Yeah.
that.
Now,
Okay.
The crazy thing is, like, when I think of the police officers, they're out on a beat, but they can get in a car.
Right.
You can't, right? You're out in the weather. What makes you, on a frigid, cold day, decide, yeah, I want to get up and go to that corner for the 30th or 20th?
Say my prayers.
Yeah?
Please, God, let me do it.
Yep.
But no, it's just, I guess it's in your blood. I don't know that I could do 8 hours sitting at a desk. I don't think
Right.
I could do that.
Isn't that funny? You just know. You know, I
Yeah.
love when people say that. Like, it's just not your
Yeah,
thing.
no.
What does a day entail, though? Talk about how that kind of goes from the time.
It's changed. Years ago, we would have three shifts. We would do in the morning till probably 9. Then you'd go up at night in the afternoon when they had 2 different kindergartens, afternoon and morning, and then you'd have the switch of those 2, and then you'd have to go back when school let out. But sometimes the tough part is when they have early dismissals. None of the schools are on the same page. They start different, they end different, their hours are different. So each corner that a guard covers are different hours. You know,
Oh, wow.
so some people can work 2 hours, some people can work 6 hours.
Okay. So
it
the
depends.
flexibility.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. I wouldn't mind that. Would you want to be a crossing guard?
I
John?
couldn't.
No, you
I
couldn't.
I couldn't manage the dumb drivers.
He's an honest man. There's that.
I
yeah.
couldn't. I would be me. You know that guy, Vic, whatever, in the old days,
Yeah.
the city with the white gloves. That would be me, but I would be only using one finger on a regular basis. I just couldn't
It's
stand.
confession hour with YaJagoff Podcast.
Right. I don't think I could put up with the drivers. I'd be like, you stupid, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
You
we're gonna
do,
bleep.
you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, you do. You have to have patience, right?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't say what you're saying in your head.
Okay, all right.
That's where the prayers come in, right?
This is where, if you start to think about retiring, we'll get a hold of you for your book,
Yeah,
where
seriously.
you could tell the secrets of the crossing guard.
Now, are you going to continue on? Is this something that you want to do? And
So far, maybe another year. We don't know. We'll see.
you take it year by year.
Yeah, there's a lot of people say, well, you said you were going to retire 3 years ago. And here I'm still here. But
You're
no,
still here.
I don't know. Besides the age, it's giving you something to do, I think. I don't
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of girls that retired that actually fell apart health-wise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you have to have something to do if you're going to retire.
I
You
think
can't
you're right.
just go and not have a plan.
Right.
because I think you'll fall apart then.
If someone wants to become a crossing guard in the city, what do they do? Is it a civil service type position?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a civil service. You have training. They do training. They send you to different corners. And now mine happens to be a 5-way intersection. So it's sort of hectic. Certain things you have to change to abide by your own corner, to run your own corner, to be able to run that when the lights go out, because now you're doing traffic, plus the kids, plus the school buses. So,
Have you ever had an like almost life-altering situation where maybe a car was losing its brakes, or they just didn't listen, or?
Well, yeah, several occasions. I mean, the cars come down. I don't know if the woman was under
Influence?
maybe heart. No,
Oh.
I think she had a heart issue.
Oh.
And she might have been under medication. And she was coming down Perrysville and ran into the pool near that convenience store. And
I know right where that is.
there was a lady actually trying to get out of the car in front of her. Fortunately, she didn't, because she probably would have been injured. But I went over and I said to her, do you need an ambulance? And she was just, lethargic. So I did call the ambulance. The ambulance did come, and that's how we figured she might have been on a medication to, when you have a heart thing, they put you on a medication
Yeah, right.
for other, so it might not have dealt well
Wow.
with it. Yeah, so
Well,
that
was
was
a good
tough.
question.
And then we had a shooting.
Oh, wow.
Actually, yeah. There was a guy shot down the street and come running up the street. Everybody ran into the store. There I was with this kid with blood in his face. And he said, am I going to die? Well, it sounded like a cap gun. When I called it in, they said it must have been a 22. But nothing life-threatening. But that's what happens. You have to be there.
Wow.
Then you have
Let's write
kids-
your book.
Yeah.
We need to write your book.
Yeah.
have
Right.
kids
Right.
that have difficulty at home, and they come up, they sleep in the church across the street. They want to know if there's help for kids, not just moms.
Yes.
So you have to go and try to help these kids out, which we did.
Such a community member.
That's so great.
Wow.
So
I have one more question that's bugging me is, what's your routine
I'm so
before you go
scared.
out in the morning? Do you eat cereal? Do you eat, is it coffee, or do you go do your thing and then come home?
I have probably a cup of coffee in the morning and make my husband's lunch, and then I go.
There you go.
And when I
It's
come
my
back,
life. I could be a crossing guard.
when I come back about 9 is when I
Okay.
would have something.
All right.
But-
Nice.
I love it. Thank you so much
Rose,
for giving
it is a
us
pleasure
your
to
time.
meet
Yeah.
you.
We're
I'm glad-
following up to see if you're sticking it out for another year or 2 or 3. That's
Matter of
just
fact,
it.
we might have to come do it.
Tracy will know.
If we find out that she's retiring, we should do a jagging around video from her corner.
Yes.
Or a tailgate.
Yes.
Toyota
I
tailgate.
think that's great. I'll confess to you that one time my best friend Molly and I were waiting for a bus on the wrong side of the street. I am not proximity good.
Okay.
Like I was just going to Bellevue and I wanted to be on the side where the light was. So we stood on the wrong side. And my father was like, you will never be a crossing guard, because I had no clue how on God's green earth to get on the bus and why I was on the wrong side of the street. So there you go. There's always like that segue.
We're there to
of
help.
I'm there to interview only. I will
In your
not be the
retirement,
person.
we'll hire you to take Rachel to the grocery
Just
store.
walk
and
me
point her-
across the street, please.
Point her in the right direction as she gets out of the car.
He's not kidding, Rose.
I'll do a Nams drive for
There you go. Rose, the question of the day is, do you have that preferred glass? You open your cupboard and that's the glass you grab every time.
Not really, but I do remember stealing one.
See, it's a thing.
I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was out in North Hills, I think, where Big Lots is now. Used to be a Hawaiian place or something that had a tree growing up in the...
Yeah.
Remember that.
Right.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't
The
remember
Hukila or something like-
something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
it was a Long Island iced tea glass that I stole.
And they went out of business, Rose. That's what the chief would have said.
That's why I said it. Now we do have a pool, an above-ground pool, that when I go up to the pool, I have a little Yeti's glass.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I use up there.
There
but-
you go.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
See, we all have our go-tos.
yeah we do.
There you go. Rose, thank you so much for your time and for
Thank
being
you
on
for
the
having
podcast.
me.
And coming up next, we have Francesca. Cool.
That was awesome.
That
Oh
was
my
so
God.
Fabulous.
Please go eat. No one is eating.
Yeah, nobody has eaten.
Go eat.
like eat as a group.
Oh, you sound like my kids. That's what they do.
All right, Francesca, come on in.
Should I just wait to grab the guitar?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll hand
we'll
it
chat
in.
with
We'll have
you
a
and-
props person.
in the green room real quick, right here?
Yeah. There. So this is Francesca sitting in our green room. Can we see her on the video?
John, you don't have a confession?
I think I do. I have to think
A
of a
glass confession?
But
or...
I have a favorite glass though.
You have to tell me what it is. Mine's definitely my tanker.
Your what? Oh yeah.
The big tank.
Yeah, the
The
big
tanker.
tanker.
Yeah.
All right, Francesca, you can grab that yellow mic and do me a favor. Count to 10 if you don't mind.
1, 2,
I think
3,
we're good there.
4.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, cool. I
John,
just wanted to make sure.
John, before we talk to Francesca about her amazing song and how she got into it and all that good stuff, what's your favorite glass?
I have a favorite glass right now. It's first of all, there was one in my house that we always fought over. It was a cartoon character. I can't remember what it is. My
We did
sister,
that
my
too.
brother.
That's so
the first one up in the morning on Saturdays would grab that glass to dunk cookies in
Okay.
with milk. But right now, my favorite glass that I try to use is the glass that my son gave me from the Pittsburgh Improv from the night he did his album out there.
That's so cute. Did he
Yeah.
steal it?
He did. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think he stole it.
They gave it to
Yeah.
him. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
You're-
Francesca, huh?
you're-
I said the big tanker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
we
yeah,
all
I don't think
use-
we were recording at that point.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, the one I stole from
Yeah.
Quaker Steak and Lube, the big
Got
tanker.
it.
Yeah, that's my
Got it.
favorite because it's actually a big. It's huge. It's I don't know how many ounces, but it's like triple what. So 24 ounce.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
Francesca,
Get the water down.
welcome to the YaJagoff Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Francesca, we got an email from our friend Melinda Kalezai who said, I'm busy doing this Women Who Rock stuff, and I have this really good musician who would be perfect for the podcast. And we were like, thank you, good God, that you've passed such another good voice along, and here you are. So thanks for coming. Yeah, we're excited.
Thank you. I love
Yeah.
Melinda. She
Yes.
she's one of my professors at Point Park. I just graduated, but
Okay.
she has been awesome as like a person, and a mentor. She's great.
Yeah,
She's so
she is
talented
great.
too.
Very, very talented. Very talented. Colin actually went to Point Park too. Did you have that conversation yet?
No,
There
I
you
did
go.
not.
Did you? Chief went to Point
Chief
Park.
went to Point Park?
Any
Oh.
other Point Parkers here? No? All right. Any pit? Can we get a pit? Whoop, whoop. All right.
Nobody from
represent.
Robert Morris at this point.
Anyway, all right. Back onto the
so
track.
tell us about your. Well, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like 15, but okay.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Clearly, if she was at Point Park.
I try to keep it under wraps. Yes, I am 15.
Yeah, there you go.
Do
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah, you'll be happy
so
when you're 46.
is music in your family, or or you just kind of took off and doing this on your own?
So it definitely is. My mom did theater when she was younger, and my dad played guitar in a band when he was younger too. Neither of them pursued it as a career, but me and all of my cousins are all really into music.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all do it.
Okay.
Nice.
So did you go to Point Park to pursue a music career in some way, or is it theater?
Yeah, so I actually went for sports, arts, and entertainment management.
Okay.
But I mainly focus in the music aspect of entertainment there. And I did it because even though I've lived in Pittsburgh for 5 years now, I grew up in the middle of Ohio, and I just had no idea how to have a music career.
So did Paige. You have to talk. You have lots of connections here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you
how
talked about your
that?
family. Do you and your family on holidays get together and do you play all together? Like, is
That's
it a
what I was
family
wondering.
thing?
Yeah.
We don't do that, but when me and my cousins were younger, for fun, we would do karaoke, like in my grandma's house, because my mom grew up in Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh's always been a second home to me, and me and my cousins would just like
That's Paige's
do that
story.
a
That's
lot.
kind of cool. Ish. I mean, they didn't grow up here, but you have your dad had family here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So, how did you met Melinda as a professor, and then do you have any affiliation with Women Who Rock yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
so technically, before I even had her as professor, I was an intern for her for Women Who Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Which was-
Another amazing nonprofit.
yes. Oh my gosh. I love Women Who Rock, and they have another oh my god, what's it called? They have like another thing coming up soon. Like they've been having these little pop-up stores.
Pop-ups,
They
yeah,
have another one
yeah.
coming in Southside, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I've done some things for Melinda as an intern, and then I've also played some shows for her. Like we did at the Mall at Robinson. I played
Oh,
there.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Now, what would you recommend to somebody at this point? Do you have to know being a musician is one. Knowing how to write the songs, knowing how to sing the songs and play the songs, and you clearly have an attitude, a positive attitude on stage. But then all the other business side, does that make it more complicated but you've grown up in the social media world now. It's not like you're a 50-year-old comedian or a musician who's learning social media. Tell me how you've adapted all of that into your music business.
It's like so important, especially because of how the music industry has changed as a whole due to TikTok. Music industry is always changing due to social media. That's how we switched to streaming. So it's like imperative that you're posting. I actually, surprisingly, like, even though I have grown up with it, have never been like super into it. But when I realized how important it was, part of the reason I even did the major that I did at school was because I was like, this is going to be so important going into the future. Digital marketing on social media is the way that artists blow up now, especially if you're an indie artist, because with the labels, they want you to have your own social media first. Like, there's not as much artist development anymore as there used to be. Now it's kind of like you build your own audience and then they act as the bank. And
So if they see,
so that's an actual factor, essentially.
Yeah.
So they see if you already have an existing brand that then they will support versus fostering you.
Yeah. So the
Interesting.
business is as important as ever.
Wow.
That's a great point. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
I didn't either.
So do you have another song that we get to hear you play?
Yeah. So I've only actually released 2 of them, but I have so many songs like on the back burner that I'm trying to get out over time, and I will be playing an unreleased one for you today.
How lucky are we?
How about that?
I have nothing to confess to you. So you're safe.
No
No music confessions.
She didn't steal a song.
No, I did not. So
But
we'll do our thank yous
Yep.
and get the
Question
question of the day. Yeah. Where does everybody follow you? I know you said it at the beginning, but just so they know where to follow you, so we can build up that reputation, so we can get you out there and say, you were on the YaJagoff Podcast and we knew you when.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You can find me at Cheska Violet Music. I mainly post on Instagram and TikTok. I also do a little bit of Facebook. But just not as much, and that's spelled CESCAVIOLETMUSIC, Cheska Violet Music. And then I also have an email, and I'm working on building a website. So
There you go.
Please stop being so shy.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to get your guitar, and we'll go ahead and give our
We
thank
didn't
yous to
ask her
everybody.
her glass. What's your go-to glass?
I'm so glad you asked.
Thank you.
I've been thinking about it since you asked everybody else.
Yep.
And I am one for a glass. Like,
Okay.
I wish I could collect them. I just graduated and I haven't moved out of my house yet, but I will start collecting mugs as soon as I do.
Oh, that's like your thing.
I
You want to
really
do that?
I really
Okay.
like mugs. I'm
Okay.
really into it. But I would say the go-to glass that I go to, because I'm originally from Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a Cleveland Rockers glass, and it sticks out from all the rest of them. I don't know why. I just gravitate towards it.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like you in the cartoon thing. Yeah.
That one, or I love my Starbucks tumblers. I used to work there too, so I think I drink more water when I use Starbucks tumblers.
There you go. Tell yourself that, right?
Yeah.
I know, right?
And then for mugs, my friend's mug. So I have one in every department
Okay.
of glasses.
I love that it hit home that well.
Yeah.
So Paige, good job.
Yeah,
all right.
good job.
We'll wait for you to snag your guitar.
All right, so
and
we
we'll
want
go
to
off.
thank you for the Porch Tour, first of all, to People's Gas for sponsoring us. And thank you to all the people who give prizes, to which are Millie's Ice Cream, Mary Mac Bakehouse, Ernie Ritchie Sausage, Mancini's Bakery.
Ugly Dumpling, Priodogi, Leo Carius Oil, Grandpa Joe's, and Mullet Robinson, North Country Brewing, Yin's Lids, and Sinbin Creations.
And North Country Brewing and Yinsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm.
The T-shirts. And so we appreciate you guys watching. Make sure if you want to enter into the Porch Tour, feel free to email us and send us a picture of your porch, because we have a couple left. It's all about the prizes, as you know. And who knows? We might even have Sidney Crosby come to one of these porches.
Oh, I wish. That's my interview hope. And make sure you're listening. Download the 92.9 app and listen to us every Monday through Friday between 7 and 10 on YaJagoff on Q.
So thank you, of course, to Rorik Honda. Rorik Automotive Group has stayed true to its core values during the challenges of the automobile industry's global inventory shortage. We have spent decades honoring a moral code of ethical business practices, and we refuse to serve our community in any other way.
inventory shortage or not. So for anybody looking for a new vehicle, not looking to pay more than they should, talk to the Rorick Automotive representative at Honda today or visit rorickhonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. And now we listen to the final song from Francesca.
Cool. I guess you'll hold for the guitar.
Maybe if we can get this this mic set up.
You good?
Yeah, I think so.
If you're not, we can hold a mic.
Oh my gosh, it is swampy up here.
Yeah.
I know. I feel so bad for everyone.
No. Killing it. It's amazing. We're switching. Okay. Can you hear me from over
Yes.
there? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so this is my unreleased song. It's called Fall in Love with Me Again. I hope you like it. It's just a cute little love song. And if you want to hear more where that came from, you can find me on Spotify, also at Cheska Violet. Oh my gosh. My hair.
When it pours down rain, you take away my pain. You tell me that you love me when I push you away, thinking I don't deserve it, insecure and hurting, but you'd think I'm perfect if I never changed. Now I'm falling into your lips, I'm up against your skin, hoping this daydream won't ever end, feeling safe in your arms, knowing my heart, the stars align the day that we met, 'cause falling for you made me fall in love with me again. You light me up inside, tell me I can fly so high, my dreams have no limits with you on my mind, and when it rains it pours, but your loving keeps me warm. Now I can weather this storm with you by my side. Now I'm falling into your lips, I'm up against your skin, hoping this daydream won't ever end, feeling safe in your arms, I know in my heart the stars align the day that we met, 'cause falling for you made me fall in love with me again. You wipe away my tears, you kiss away my fears, the hardships make us stronger year after year, and baby I don't need you, but I hope I get to keep you, never have to leave you, just know I'm sincere. When I'm falling into your lips, I'm up against your skin, hoping this daydream won't ever end, feeling safe in your arms, I know in my heart the stars align the day that we met, because falling for you made me fall in love with me again, because falling for you made me fall in love with me again.
I just had to clap. And that's the YaJagoff Podcast for this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good week.